welcome to Season 2, Episode 4 of Broken Prism Reviews, Pawndemonium by Zovu Games. The first thing to do in Pawndemonium for setting up is separating out the red and the yellow from the regular ones. So you go through all the cards and separate those out. They're for different modes of play. Yellow is used for 5 players, red is for the expansion. Then you'll shuffle those cards, the remaining normal colored ones, and deal 2 to each player. Then you'll take the rest of the cards and put them in rows. You need 1 row extra than the number of players. So if there's 4 players, 5 rows, 3 players, 4 rows, etc. So then to play, you'll spend 1 of your cards on top of a row and pick up cards from the same row equal its value. So 6 can get you in 4 and 2. Alternatively, you can also play the card's ability. This will let you take the top cards from 2 different piles. So play it on any pile and take any 2 other cards. So that 3 just got me 2 9s. That's a great play. Then gameplay continues. You just play, take cards, play, take cards, play, take cards. Use abilities and play and take cards, etc. Once you're down to 1 row, players finish off the round such that each player takes the same number of turns. Any player who still gets to take a turn after the end condition is met may play a card into an empty pile. Winning the game, the player with the most cards in the hand at the end of the game wins. In the case of a tie, the player with the highest sum value of cards is the winner. So today we're looking at Pawndemonium, the pawn shop game. I really like Pawndemonium. As you can see, it's a fast card game. It's for 2 to 5 players in less than 15 minutes. I like the quick setup. You just deal 2 cards to every player. Then the remainder of the cards you lay out in the piles. So if you're playing with 3 players, you'd put 4 of those streams, or what do we call them, rows. 4 rows for 3 players, 5 rows for 4 players, and then you use the yellow cards that you saw me take out. You use the yellow cards if you're playing with 5 players to make 6 rows, because you got 1 more row than there are players. And it's pretty simple. It's that's a different take on trick taking, because you're going to take your high valued card, play it for several lower valued cards, because you win by having the most cards. If by some way you end up at a tie, you count up the value of the cards, and whoever has the most value of the 2 in the tie. So I like it because you could be strategizing, I need, more of the 11s and 13s in my ending hand, but that's not the case, because that could make you have 1 fewer card than another player and you lose. So the whole trick is to sell your high value items, collect as many smaller, lower value items to win, and make sure you're doing that better than anyone else so you don't run into a tie. So if you have to trade a 13 and get like 4 2s, because you can only get them from 1 row unless the card has an ability, which is another feature I like a lot. The abilities on the cards, it's too simple. Just put a card down, take some more. The abilities throw in some wackiness. You can trade a set of stereo speakers for 2 high valued cameras. So you get rid of a 3 and you pick up 18 points worth of value worth of points. So the abilities just keep it lively, and then your other players are sitting there like, oh man, that's what I was going to trade in for. Kind of that, not a direct take that mechanic, but still a way to screw over somebody else, which I love in games. You see some of the games behind me, I love the screw your neighbor mechanic in games. Well, that's been another Broken Prism Reviews. I really liked it. This game is approved. I would recommend this to anyone who needs a quick card game. If it's just 2 players, it's still lots of fun. So some of those people that have like a need for just a couple, want to play some games, this is a great, inexpensive, fast-paced card game. You can get through several plays in a day, in a night, whatever. Fun, great game. That's Pawndemonium, again by Zovu Games, currently on the Game Crafter. Thank you.
Thank you for checking out a United Geeks Network family member. If you enjoyed it and are looking for other online media with a geek culture slant, head over to UnitedGeeksNetwork.com, where you will find Geeks of the North, a hobby and gaming podcast from La Belle Province, discussing all aspects of the miniature wargaming hobby. The United Geeks Network. You can broadcast your geekiness at UnitedGeeksNetwork.com.